Hey guys, this is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is sales. All right, little fist bump, boom. Our subject for today is cool and entertaining, so let's go ahead and get to it. Selling and trying different sales jobs for your selling success. What did he say? He said selling and trying different sales jobs for your selling success. Hey man, I'm going to tell you what, I've been in sales since the 80s. It's been a long time, and I'm going to tell you what, I've had a lot of different type sales jobs, and a lot of reason is because, see, I've worked for companies that were in business for 100 years, 50 years, 75 years, and stuff changes, and those folks went out of business. But you know, one thing is when you're in sales, the key to success is keep on keeping on. Because see, as salespeople, it doesn't matter if these companies go out of business, another one will pop up, and then if you stick and stay in the career of selling, you may get lucky and be able to stay with one company and move up, which is real good. But in reality, a lot of times people who get into sales, they find that, hey, they have to evolve, they have to change. And I've told you, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and a lot of stuff that people don't talk about when it comes to selling. And our key to success today, again, is selling and trying different sales jobs for your selling success. Now, when I first got into sales, I was very fortunate. It was back in the 80s. I got a job selling door to door. I was a private contractor. What I mean by that is you paid your own damn taxes, okay? And if you don't know about that, you need to know about it. Watch one of my videos on taxes. And the key to success when I first got into selling is it was straight commission. And I made a lot of money, honey. It was real good. But I didn't know that, hey, I was a private contractor and I had to pay my own way. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, yes, I did. And it was very costly. So one of the things that I came to find out once I figured out I owed a lot of taxes and everything, I had to have a regular sales job. And I moved up from Tampa to Jacksonville. I got a chance to work with some great companies, and I sold electronics. And back in the late 80s and the early 90s, electronics cost a lot of money. I sold those first video camcorders. I sold the first bag cell phones. I sold big screen TVs, all the CD players, and all this kind of cool equipment. The old system and the brand new Windows systems. I sold the first electronics, the first type computers that you could really have fun with. And when I got into selling, you know, I had to try something, and unfortunately the market got saturated and the prices went way down. And so I was like, the company I worked for them for like 8 years, and them suckers went out of business. They sold to somebody else and they couldn't handle the market, and the market sunk. So this can happen to you. And I'm telling you, like I said, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I'm going to tell you that stuff that you need to know about. And trying different sales jobs is something that I've had to do. Now, when I got out of that, it was a nice transfer because the stuff that I sold were retail were thousands and thousands of dollars. And believe it or not, they were taking taxes out, so I didn't have to pay those taxes. But when you're working retail, it is kind of limited to the amount of money that you can make. You know, it's based on an up system. Like I said, I went right into selling furniture, and I love that. I love everything about furniture because there was a lot of different ways, like selling extended warranties and maintenance agreements and service agreements, fabric protections, and all these different things where you're able to make a lot of extra money besides the basic commission that you get. Now, the only drawback between them is what they call an up system, and that's really sucks because you have to wait your turn. And if you're like me, you're a motivated salesperson. You want to make some money, honey. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy, and our subject again is selling and trying different jobs in your selling for selling success. Now, like I said, that business, I worked for a business in this regard that went out of business, and they were in business for 100 years. And I'm like, dang, man, I can't seem to get myself together. So I started helping people with their memberships at a gym. It was a lot of fun, a lot of girls. I ain't gonna lie, I was young, and I had a lot of fun, you know. And so again, another company that had been in business, they went out of business. But if you're a salesperson, what happens is when you're selling, you are the person who can go from another job to another job because they need us, honey. They need us real bad. Businesses need salespeople. And I'm going to tell you what, don't quit if you find yourself in a situation where the company you work for folds up. Take that bit of knowledge that you got and work on it. You always got to be studying and learning the craft of sales, because if you want to be a successful salesperson, and at least you got to try, guys, there is great opportunities. And I tell you what, I didn't even know I was going to be in sales this long after all these years, but you know what? I'm sticking and staying. Right now, I've got a bunch of licenses. I can sell a lot of different things. Also, I'm getting ready to get another license so I can sell some more. Okay, that's real cool. So that's another video we'll be watching soon about certifications and licenses, so you can get into the different types of selling. Now, one of the things I've learned, like I said, is sometimes you got to change jobs, because we work on commission. Now, if you live at home with your moms and dad, you can try a bunch of different sales jobs to see if they'll fit you, because if you work on straight commission, it's up to you, honey. And unfortunately, some of the companies, they may offer a little bit of help in this regard, but if they don't, it's on you. Like I said, it's either sink or swim. And in selling, you got to deal with those things, those scenarios. So if you're living at home, or if you got a significant other that's working, it gives you the capability to try different types of sales jobs. And you got to figure, if you can't figure it out in the first 90 days and you ain't making no money, it could be either you, or it could be the product that you're selling may not be the product that you should be selling. I mean, they got a whole lot of good sales jobs out there, and I've had the opportunity to be able to try a few over the years and find out what fits for me. Now, one of the things that I've learned over the years in selling is if you are a person who's motivated and you're like a dedicated type person, you got to go out there and try, okay? There's a lot of good jobs, and for selling success, you know, sometimes you got to change your venue. Like I said, I've sold life insurance, I've sold insurance, I've sold furniture, I've sold, anything that's got to do with electronics, and I'm also selling services like you wouldn't believe. And I've tried some particular products, and they just didn't work out, but I did not quit the field of selling. You got to do that for yourself. You know, I've got a mortgage license, and I've tried to do the mortgage stuff. And sometimes you got to say, hey, am I doing real good in what I'm doing? And if you ain't, you got to try something new. It's not going to hurt your feelings. You know, it may hurt your pocketbook for a little while, but when you've got issues, they're like tissues, they pop up. You got to give your best. If you don't try in your new opportunity to do your best, you're going to fail. You know, mediocre salespeople, they don't try real hard. They just show up and think they're going to get a paycheck. It don't work like that, baby. We got to work real hard. We got to work smart. We got to set our goals. We have to go ahead and get our mentors and those people who are in this particular business and teach us the fundamentals on how to sell. And I'm going to tell you what, if you don't give yourself a break, like I said, there's always a different type of sales job, but eventually you got to land the one that works for you. Now, like I said, you've got idea selling. That means you're selling insurance, you're selling stuff that's marketing, you're selling, products. Then you got services that you can sell, and there's warranties and guarantees, there's furniture, there's electronics, there is mortgages. You can be a person who sells homes. I mean, my goodness, you got to get you a job, baby. And I'm going to tell you what, there's so many cool jobs in the selling market, that if you don't like what you're doing, reach out and find something else. Now, here's the thing, guys. Hopefully you'll work for a company that's going to put you through a great training course. They're going to teach you the basics and the fundamentals. And if you're lucky, they may give you some extra money, some gas allowance. Maybe they'll give you a chance to learn the business, and they'll give you some money to keep you going for a little while. Well, a lot of times it ain't. They're going to put you on straight commission. But don't be afraid, because when there's more risk, there's more money, honey. And a lot of new salespeople, if you're not familiar with the different types of sales that are out there, you can do your research, but retail is a really cool place for a beginner because it helps you get your feet wet. You're learning the basics, the fundamentals. You'll learn, and also another one is selling over the phone. You've got these things called cross-selling, where you're talking to customers. They may be calling in with complaints and things, but once you take care of their issue, you can say, hey, well, do you know about this? And then share about a different product and have that capability of selling. I've done it. I've been in sales for a long time. I've sold over the phone, door to door, business to business, and I've worked in retail, and I love all of it. Selling is like really, really fun. But remember, our title for today is Selling and Trying Different Sales Job for Your Selling Success. I've seen a lot of great people try selling, and it just didn't work for them in that particular job. And they quit their sales career and went into a basic, mediocre job, and they worked their basic 9-to-5s, and are limited to how much money they can make. But see, I've been in sales for so long that I know that if you're a good salesperson or a great salesperson, and if you're trying to be number one and you're at least in the top 10%, you're going to do real good. But remember, there is a learning curve. It takes a while for you to learn the process of selling or learning your product and being able to have a conversation. Dang, I'm telling you what, I'm sweating because I got the AC down, but baby, I'm telling you, selling is awesome. If you're trying to get into sales, hey man, if you live at home, hey, tell mom and dad it might take me a little while, but I'll make sure I help you out and I'll take care. See, selling is great, man. I love it. And I'll tell you what, if you are a single parent, I was a single parent for many years, and there are some limitations in the hours and stuff when you have a little child. But as the child gets older and older, you're able to go out there and look for better and bigger opportunities. You know, like I said, when I first started, I was a door-to-door salesman, and I'm right now doing door-to-door selling. I'm still doing it. I'm selling services, and I've got opportunities, and I'm going to school right now to get another license so I can sell something even better and bigger. I love sales. You know, the success in selling has a lot to do with trying different jobs. Now, I ain't saying jump from job to job to job to job. That ain't good, because people look at it and say, damn, you worked here for a month, and you didn't stick and stay for a while. It takes about a year. I would probably say 2 for you to become the best at what you can do. For some people, it may take a little longer. Now, you're always going to have those weak people that just show up to work and they go, I'm at the water cooler. Okay, I ain't sold up. Them people, I don't know why they're out selling me. I can't sell. Don't hang around with them. Hang around with the winners and get yourself some mentors and some people that can slap you on the back and say, it's going to be all right. A little bit of fist bump. Boom, you're going to do real good. And selling and success has a lot to do with the different types of sales jobs. Like I said, things happen sometimes out of our, realm. Things just happen, and you got to do your best. But don't quit selling. If you got to go to a different company to sell, buckle down, learn the fundamentals, and I hope you save for a rainy day, because if you got a little bit of money in the bank, it'll give you a little bit of time to start learning the basics, and you're not all freaked out because you got to sell something right away. And the key to success in selling is to be calm, be at peace. And a lot of times you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have them days you go, damn, can I sell anything? Yes, you can. I promise you. You just got to find what your niche is. Like I said, there's a lot of different people who like to sell tangible things that they can touch and they can show. And then you got those untangible things like insurance. You got to give ideas. And I'm going to tell you what, once you figure out what type of product that you're going to sell, you're going to do real good. I promise you. That's just the way it is. But don't quit before the miracle. Remember, it's a numbers game. And if you're out there selling, hey, man, you're doing real good. It takes a little moment. So remember, don't jump ship too quick, because the greener grass ain't always green on the other side. Learn your basics, your fundamentals. Hey, man, but if you got a job and it's not working out and it's been like a month and a half, 2 months, and you ain't selling something, dang, it might take some time to go ahead and look for another daggone job, a sales job. So don't quit sales. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. We just had a great conversation about selling and trying different sales jobs for your selling success. Now listen, you can do this job. You can be a salesperson. You just need to find the products that work best for you. So go out there and sell something, but if you ain't asking for the order, you ain't selling, all right? So do me a favor, go out there and have a good time. Listen, it's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Get you that job. Get that sales job and go out there and sell something. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. I hope you had a good day today. And remember, selling and trying different jobs for success, it works, baby. It really does. So go out there and sell something. A little fist bump, boom, boom. Have a nice day selling. Oh, yeah, I likes that. Trying different sales jobs to be successful. Yeah, that makes real good sense. All right.